LTBR Daily, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today we're going to talk about some Ultimate Madness 3. The first round matchups have been announced. The bracket's still not out, so we don't know the order. I don't want to assume, so I'm going to wait till Euro puts an official bracket out. But we have the first round matches. You know what I'm saying? We got a nice announcement for Bullpen. A.ward is going to be joining the show at the top of the next hour. You know what I'm saying? And we still got some more Hitman Holla and Cassidy drama going on. All right? Like, it doesn't end. It does not end. And I don't.
Nah, it's not going to end anytime soon.
It's not going to end anytime soon. And I really dislike the fact that Hitman did not do any interviews that night. Didn't do any interviews afterwards. Just put out 4 or 5 tweets on the timeline today. And is doing only one interview. Like, this does not look good, Hitman.
Shout out to Mr. Check Your Temperature. He got it. He got the golden interview.
He got the biggest interview out right now.
Shout out to him.
He got the biggest interview out right now. I think Hitman didn't do any interviews because he feels like no matter what, people will feel like he's complaining. But nah, bro, you can't let Cassidy out promo you after Cassidy's feeling himself, because it's just the optics is just gonna look weird. CeCe. As we know yesterday, JC said he has Cassidy beating Hitman. This is a profound lyricist and one of the best pens in our game that cares nothing about writing, substance, lyrics. And he has Cassidy beating Hitman? I thought I was bugging. But guess what, CeCe? It gets worse. Mickey Fax, another profound lyricist,
of course,
has Cassidy. But I have a conspiracy. I think Mickey Fax is just trying to ride with his industry brother there. I don't know. That's what I think. Because
no offense to Mickey. I've met Mickey a couple of times. I actually interviewed him at my old radio station job in Columbus, Power 107.5. So very, very nice man. Very cool, very talented. But Mickey also has said that Mickey has said some questionable takes that did not always turn out to be what
Mickey
it was.
Also said that Murderland's material was going to be good. So
yeah,
you're right. He has missed on a lot of takes.
He has missed on a lot of takes.
He has missed.
Respectfully, Mickey Fax.
Uh-oh. I see a Murderland 2-1 here.
Mickey Fax is a little shaky. Now, JC, that's the brethren. That's the me and JC, we go back. That's the bro. I gotta holler at my bro JC, because that don't make no sense to me.
All right, Lowe was in the building. Lowe has arrived.
Yo.
All right, perfect, man. Lowe has arrived. We were just killing some time until you got here. We're gonna talk about some Ultimate Madness 3. You know what I'm saying? We got some Bullpen next.
Okay.
As long as you get your camera situated, I think we're good to go.
All right, let's get it.
All right, but we'll finish off with this Cassidy Hitman, so we don't got to revisit it later, or we can talk about it when Ward gets back. CeCe, do you feel like all the criticism from the battle rappers is warranted? Like, everybody is picking Cassidy. All of his peers are picking Cassidy to win.
I don't think. Okay, well, I seen K Shine say Hitman 3-0. I'm pretty sure John, who was on stage with Hitman, got Hitman winning.
Speaking of John, he's in the building. Salutes to John.
Oh, hey, John.
John in the building.
Big battle too today.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that. But I mean, John has Hitman winning. That's fine. But I'm concerned with all the like official and Casey and Mickey and JC and Will and Geechee and Easy, and it's like, John, now that you're here, I want to just say this. Battle rappers love to use the word narrative, but nobody sets narratives more than battle rappers. Look at all of your peers picking Cassidy to beat Hitman. This is not a good look. I don't understand this. I genuinely don't get it. All the battle rappers write lyrics, they write bars, they perform, and they all know if they said any of the bars Cassidy would have said, they would have never got that off. Never.
That's what I'm saying about JC. It's like, bro, you go in there and spit them same bars. Everybody gonna flame your ass. Okay, so why are you trying to say like what he said was worthy? I don't get it.
Do you believe?
If JC said, I got a combination like a master lock, he would have got booed. If JC said, my ice so cold, my girl hugged me, she catch a cold, he would have got booed. If JC would have said Little Red Riding Hood bars, he would have got booed. So why does Cassidy get a pass? I don't get it.
I think people get tired. People get tired of seeing the winner win. you know? So when the underdog or somebody that's not supposed to win does even average, right? Or the person who's supposed to win falls off their normal bar, people love it. It's like, oh man, the losers are winning.
But again, this is Cassidy 5,005 and 0. And y'all letting that get through customs. This is the man that created the science, and y'all letting that get through customs.
I want to address this because I feel like everybody always does this, right? They say, quote, Hitman bars. You can quote Cassidy bars, you can't quote Hitman bars. I think Cassidy does this perfect. This is actually smart by Cassidy. Because his bars are so simplistic, you can leave the venue memorizing more of Cassidy's bars because you dislike them. It doesn't mean anything to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie. Easy had a breakdown today, right? Where he read the exact second round bar for bar, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually liked some of the stuff that Cassidy was saying a bit more, but again, Easy's not delivering it the way Cassidy is.
You have to do the bar for bar.
I'm not going bar for bar with it. I'm not gonna make my decision off it. I'm just saying, like, when he's reading it, like, I kind of like the way he's saying it more, but the way Easy's saying it is not the way it's performed. You know what I'm saying? You can't read the same line, say it differently than the way that I heard it, because it doesn't go that way. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, I'm just gonna read every single Loaded Lux battle and say he won. But that's not how it works.
Calico, that the first round with Hitman, the Calico, I was returning the favor. That was fire. Telling Cassidy that pretty much your publishing is weak as fuck, and I'll buy that bitch off you. Come to my hotel. Now you're living in one. That was fire. Like, well, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. That's round one. We're not gonna do that. We can do that. Don't do that.
We'll wait till A.ward gets on. We'll wait till A.ward gets on, and we'll wait till A.ward talks some sense into us, because all these battle rappers feel this way, and it's not by coincidence. It's not by coincidence. So they're seeing something. This kind of reminds me of that picture of that dress that was like black and blue or white and gold. You remember that dress? Like, I'm just like, wait, why is everybody seeing this color? I'm seeing it this color.
He should not have remixed. Now, John, I don't know if you agree. I don't think that Super Mario bar, I don't think that one should have been remixed. Now, I will say that I didn't like the remix.
Let's just call a spade a spade. Cassidy was above his average. Hitman was below his. Even though Hitman below his average is still better than Cassidy, people were unsatisfied with those results.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
Mario.
Let's go to Ultimate Madness, though. You know what I mean?
Because I'm over it.
Yes. Let's go to Ultimate Madness 3. The first round matchups have been announced for Ultimate Madness 3. Let me see if I can get this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's my favorite time of the year. It's Ultimate Madness 3 season. You know what I'm saying? I love this so much because it creates nothing but great storylines for the culture. It creates battles that you would never see. It puts people against style matchups that they would probably never would have faced, so they have to think outside the box. Creates all this unexpected, like, precedent of events. This roster is stacked with talent and skill in different tiers. And whoo, man, the bracket is not out. I want to announce this again. The bracket is not officially out, so we don't know the orders. We don't know the matchups. We don't know the sides, but we do know the first round matches.
We'll take it, JB, if you're in here.
That's right, Tata.
And before we go down the list and we talk to the audience and we get their predictions on all these battles, I just want to put this out there. LTBR Sportsbook is coming this week. All right, you know what I'm saying? Once that bracket is out, we're going to hit the odds makers, right? I got a guy in Vegas. He's going to help me calculate all the numbers. You know what I'm saying? We're taking bets on everything. You can bet who is going to be the winner of the entire tournament. We're going to give you some very good odds there. You can bet the finals matchup on the tournament. There's going to be some very good odds there. You can put an 8 battle parlay on the first round. Whoo, none of you guys are going 8-0. I guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? And we're doing perfect bracket submissions. All of that. You want to win some money in battle rap? This is the chance to do it. You don't need no FanDuel. You don't need no DraftKings.
That'd be fire.
All right, man.
Someone said, is the prize the same as the prize as Ultimate Madness 3 BX Legend as?
Whose prize?
What do you mean? As in the other tournaments?
Ours.
Ours? Oh,
Or
our prize is gonna be. There's gonna be so many different types of prizes. You don't got to worry about it. You can win money 4 different ways here. Just be on the lookout. Be on the lookout.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the fan one, like Anastasia said, is 10.
See, the problem with I don't like that. They said the perfect bracket or the most accurate. That's 2 different things. You can't do that. So I don't know what's this perfect or most accurate. Like that's 2 between the line. You can't do that. You literally can't do that. Like so. We're not giving 100,000, but I'll tell you what, I did save $10,000 for Ultimate Madness 3 season. All right, there's a $10,000 sports book about to launch. All right, and we taking bets. We taking bets this. All right, because last season Ultimate Madness 2, I made a fucking killing. All right, Ultimate Madness 2, everybody picked Saga. Everybody picked Saga. Every single person picked Saga. And if they didn't pick Saga, they picked Loso. And I love both of those brothers, but their demise was my victory.
Hey, Mikey says LTBR is money laundering. Why are you snitching, Mikey?
It's become legalized in New York now. That's it. It's legal in New York. So, and it's been legal in Jersey for forever. So get ready. No, we're not betting on no RB battles. There's no judges there. We're not doing that. We're only betting on battles where there's judges. All right. None of that subjective stuff. None of that. We'll use a caffeine vote or we use it. No, there's judges here. All right. That's what we're betting on. All right. Let's talk about it. First round, Cortez versus Official. Let's throw it to the people. What do you guys think? Cortez versus Official. Boppy versus the Bardashian.
No judges yet, legend. No judges yet. We don't know.
I'll go first then. I will say that I am actually liking this matchup. Again, this is a matchup that I don't think we would ever get just on regular scheduling and planning. I also will say to Official, even though you are clearly going to be the favorite going into this matchup, please do not sleep on Cortez. Do not take him lightly. And that's for the rest of my queens too in the first round. Do not take none of these guys lightly. Because first round, we usually see everybody bring their best. Okay. We don't see people just slacking and trying to cruise in the first round. And if anybody has, they've probably been eliminated. So again, Official, just like you got to keep in mind, because we don't even know who the judges are either. So that's another thing. But I like this matchup. I'm happy to see Cortez back. Let's see if he can redeem himself. He will be definitely a redemption story in the making if he was to go far. So
can I just say something on that? Because I see the people who, are backing Cortez heavily, which, doesn't bother me. I don't think he shouldn't be backed. People have to remember his last URL showing was against Easy, who he claimed up and down, left and right, that he was going to kill. I'm the vet, I'm the legend, this and that. And he got done dirty. Remember Easy in the second, you look disgusting. He pulled rise that man in that battle.
It wasn't a good showing for him at all, but his last battle was Quest, and then
you know what? I'm sorry, you're right. Quest was his last
regardless,
I'm sorry.
Between Quest, Easy, and Rum, he probably lost all 3 of those. And so you gotta say to yourself, all right, this guy's on a losing streak. This guy's constantly ridiculed by his peers and the chat. I see you guys in here criticizing him and slandering him. No Cortez slander. So at some point, he's just gonna just wake the beast. Like, he has way more motivation, and if he loses to Official, you guys are gonna clown him till no tomorrow. So I don't know, man. This is a guy that's on a losing streak versus Official who has been having solid performances. I don't know. At some point, Cortez is just gonna rise from the ashes and just not take any of this anymore. He's tired of the virtual bullying.
I mean, everybody was like, he was catching strays with everybody last night, and I just feel that Official has, if we're gonna take both of their last performances, of course, Cortez, arguably, I got Quest beating him as well. Official did her thing versus Tay-Rock, regardless of if that third round went viral, that doesn't mean you won the battle. And I give that to Official. So Official's hot right now. Cortez, good luck. You know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely putting my money on Official.
Respectfully, too, Official does have a negative track record when she battles the guys. You know, her disaster battle, her Rum Nitty battle, her Arsenal battle, her Tay-Rock battle. She almost lost that one if Tay-Rock didn't try to go viral. You know what I'm saying? If Tay-Rock actually stuck there and focused on his opponent. So, I don't know. Official isn't as dominant against the guys as you would think. And Cortez
I think she was very dominant versus Tay-Rock.
Yeah, but if Tay-Rock doesn't go talking about her body for a whole round, like, we have a whole different battle.
She was spitting in that first round.
I just think Cortez has more motivation than Official. That's just how I see it.
Well, Cortez, you got a lot to prove, and like I said, Cortez he's one of the redemption stories in this tournament because there is a few other ones.
Yeah, let's keep it moving, man. Swamp versus Jerry West. Stroll to the people, man. Swamp versus Jerry.
Let me see what y'all got. We got Battle of the Night from Boss, Swamp 2-1, Swamp, Jerry 2-1, Jerry 2-1. Split right now. Jerry pulling away.
Yep. I think it's a good match. I see a lot of Jerry. Jerry's well rested. We haven't seen Jerry since volume 6.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And Swamp, I'm actually surprised Swamp's in this tournament because he kind of turned down the first one, purposely saying that he doesn't really like the preparation time in between. So unless this one is like 3 weeks where there's a difference, I don't see Swamp going the distance. More importantly, I don't see him beating Jerry West, who I think is better than him right now. And Jerry West is well rested. And Jerry West has all the things that Swamp doesn't have. Like, Swamp's going to try to talk to Jerry, but Jerry is just so animated, has so many punchlines and all these theatrics that, like, it's just going to bounce off all the aggression with some humor. Humor always kind of neutralizes aggression.
I think so. My thing with that battle is I don't know. So I don't know if Jerry West has been in that type of situation. Swamp hasn't either. So I'm not, giving him that point. But I don't know that either one of them have been in the situation where they're having to write bars back to back like this. A lot of these guys, that's going to be something they're going to have to look at because, we criticize people in the tournament, oh, you chose this and that, you want 25,000, blah, blah, blah. But 2 weeks break in between battles is tough. So the first battle is kind of a chess game. How much do you put into it if you know you're going to have to write 2 weeks later? Or if you believe you're going to win 2 weeks or battle 2 weeks later. So I don't know. I haven't seen anything like that from Jerry. I mean, he does a lot of, it looks like he preps a lot for his battles. You don't do all that coordination with other people, and people call it props, whatever. I actually think I got Swamp at least with the first round in this Jerry West battle. He's coming off that performance with Geechee. I don't think he wants to come off a L. So I think it's going to be a great battle or Swamp wins. I don't think he affords to have a bad showing there.
I know Jerry's shortest prep time was for Chilla, which was like within 2 weeks, 14 days notice, right? Or anywhere around that time. But can he do that multiple times? Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's built that way yet. We'll find out. Swamp has openly said that he doesn't like to do it, so I'm surprised that he is doing it. What do you think? Because
it's 100K on the line.
100,000.
If it was for 25, he probably be like, nah, bro, I'm good.
100,000. Oh,
that's for 100. You better get that pen moving for $100,000. If $100,000 don't motivate you to be your best for 4 battles or how many battles the winner's gonna have to battle, then ain't nothing in this world would. Shoot. I'm sorry. If I see anybody come in there with some trash, I'm gonna be like, yeah.
It's one thing to be motivated, and it's one thing.
Built for this shit. Like, for real. I'm sorry.
It's one thing to be motivated. It's another thing to be capable of doing it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can be motivated to do something. Doesn't mean you can actually physically do it. You know what I mean? I don't know if Swamp is built that way. I don't know yet, to be honest with you.
Well, I think JB made a good point. I mean, a lot of us thought Jay didn't have no chance. Holmesy didn't have no chance. Bonds didn't have no chance. And for 25K, they elevated each round pretty much. So it's like, again, this is for 100,000.
Drugs said it great last night. He said the tournament is where a lot of people go to reinvent themselves.
That's true too.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I was a casual, right? I seen one Fonz battle before that, and I thought it was all right. I never seen an easy battle. So I remember that first tournament being like, who are these guys? I'd pick Don Marino, go all the way. You know, what a mistake that was on my part. I know CeCe's face. So
you really thought the fan vote was gonna
I didn't know. I didn't know how it was gonna work. You know, I didn't believe in the culture.
On paper, going into it, Don had the most experience. Like Don had the best.
I'm just saying the fan vote, you know what I'm saying? When it comes close, that fan vote is a popularity contest. Like, we ain't gonna act like that fan vote been on some shakiness in the past. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna choose Don because I know people don't like him.
Bless your heart. I had Jay and Don with the rematch in that first tournament. I thought that was how it was gonna happen. It did not. I appreciate you guys for, you know, I mean, actually it was the judges, but you know, the culture was behind most of the judges' votes.
Let's keep it rolling.
That's
guys.
true too.
We got six.
But yeah,
we got
what's that next one?
Let's keep it rolling. Riggs and Geechee Gotti, straight to the people, man. Riggs versus Geechee. That's a goodie. That's a good match.
Listen, man. I won't say who because you know a lot of us know him, but me and a certain person were texting back and forth during the matches picking, and I saw that matchup, and I said, man, I like Riggs a lot. I'm glad he's been getting more and more looks, or people wanting to see him. But for whatever reason, in this setting, I was like, man, whoever he gets, I think it gets ugly for him. And then they say Geechee. I said, oh my God. I know I said it, but I didn't realize he was gonna get Geechee Gotti. Right? I think he just got a bad draw. I just don't see how Geechee loses. I really don't.
All right, I'm seeing a lot of this will be battle of the first round. Geechee's gonna win right after his classic with math. Jeremy says Riggs 2-1. It's gonna be a lot of gang talk. Riggs is fire. Geechee's gonna cook him 30, says Maxie. I've seen a couple more people saying Geechee. This will be battle of the night. The chat really likes this match. I'm gonna make it quick and I'll throw it to you two. I love when I heard Riggs' name, and then when I heard his opponent, I just instantly said, "Ooh, I don't know." Like this is kind of like that third or fourth seed team that you really like, kind of dropping down to like the 7th seed by like 2 games because some crazy stuff happened in the standings. Now they got to play the 2nd seed, and you're like, "Damn, Geechee." I don't know, man, because like Riggs' ceiling is only so high so far. So like his content compared to Geechee's content, how Geechee is such a high level rebuttaler, like Geechee can just do more than Riggs. But Geechee has to battle Math this month and has a 1-rounder on iBattle the day after Riggs. So that's something to keep in mind. What do you guys think?
He's going for a champion of the year, for real.
he had an interesting tweet. He said, I think I'm going for my 3rd champion of the year. I am motivated again, and I fell in love with battle rap. That sounds like a crazy message to hear from Geechee. What do you guys think?
Is it Calf? Is it? I don't think it's Gaff. He's a 2-time champion of the year. He battles like this all the time, so it's not like it's new for him. Like that's a tough. Anybody who got Geechee had a tough draw. So the fact that it's Riggs makes it even worse.
I think with Geechee's style and him being direct is going to help him. Again, I don't know who the judges are, but I do notice that sometimes with judges, like this was the thing with, like even Kid Chaos had to tweak his writing because he knew he couldn't just go on these long soliloquies. Like it's only 2-minute rounds. 2-minute rounds. So Geechee is very direct. He gets to the point very quick. This might help Geechee for a tournament. Now Riggs, he is a good pen. He like to write, but he gonna have to condense that shit. He gonna have to learn how to condense that shit.
It's just content for content. When I see Riggs against somebody like guys a little bit above his level, like he puts up a good fight, but I kind of see a separation between the skills. Like when he battled JC, he got a pretty good JC last year too. So shout out to that. Yeah. But when you see that battle, you're like, oh, he tried his best to fight with JC. He even tried to get like charismatic with JC and like implemented trying to be funny, which is good. He's trying to add things to his game. But when I see that JC battle and I see like his battle with Flacco, I'm just like the content is like not all the way there for me compared to like somebody like Geechee. So I don't know. But this tournament is made for upsets. So
it's true. You never
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
We could be talking crazy. Someone, I think Ozzy said it in the chat that this is what everyone said about Loso and Nun Nun. And then, you know.
Nah, this isn't as drastic as Loso and Nun Nun. This one isn't as much of a gap as Loso and Nun. Like Riggs is respected. Riggs had an active year last year. Like before Nun came to the tournament.
Nun hadn't battled. So
yeah, before Nun came to the tournament, he had gotten retired by Jack Boy, air quote. Like
remember that? It was bad too.
Yeah,
remember?
So like Nun is not Riggs. Everybody slow down out there. Anybody saying that, slow down. Riggs is very. If Riggs had anybody else other than Geechee, we'd probably be picking Riggs to win right now. Literally.
Nah.
Not anybody. I mean, T-Top is in there.
There's a few. There's a few.
Quark
names.
is in there.
But if we had Swamp, if we had Core, if we had Official, right? If we had Jones, if we had Drugs, if we had Yoshi, we'd probably be picking Riggs. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going, right? Speaking of T-Top, since CeCe just mentioned him, Jack Boy and T-Top. Ooh.
Jeremiah Perkins wants all the underdogs to win. I'm just noticing that.
Ooh, let's throw it to the chat. T-Top versus Jack Boy, man. I know everybody's probably gonna go for T-Top, but I got some stuff to talk about this one. D Jones says T-Top. M4 says T-Top easy body. Conqueso says Jack's my dark horse. Sue says T-Top. I'm sorry, but Jack is trash can, says Mike Moore. I wish it was Top and Swamp. Jack Boy 30. Whoa, Jack Boy's winning. T-Top's winning the whole thing. Make no mistake, says JB. Top respects Jack. Maxie says Jack 2-1. Jack is a sacrifice, says Savage. Jack has more to prove. T-Top with the 30.
Bad money.
What up, Bad Money? I want Jack to make it to the finals. Jack's style actually fits this tournament. I don't know if I 100% agree with it. With that statement,
you got to get to that point, and you got to.
All right, so
it's another redemption story. That's another one.
Here's what I think about it. I'm gonna throw it to you too. I don't know. I agree with that when somebody says Jack's style is made for this tournament because Jack doesn't like to angle. He openly says he does not even like angling in battle rap. He thinks it shouldn't even exist. He just wants people to just straight up rap, right? Like who can rap better, who can punch better, who can create better metaphors. And although I get that, unfortunately in the bubble, angling is the most effective thing we've seen. And you're standing in front of one of the greatest anglers of all time, right? He respects you, so you're going to get a high-level T-top. But you have the opportunity to be as fast-paced. You have the opportunity to be motivated. You got the underdog factor. And every single person this year that's been an underdog to T-top has rose to the expectations. They don't necessarily always win the fan vote. Like Easy won the fan vote. Coffee didn't, right? Until it dropped on the app, and then T-top lost to both of them. So there's a little chance that the fans kind of like Jack a little bit more if Jack really puts his heart on the floor. But T-top is just so surgical that if he gets past T-top, like I'm gonna be like, whoa, now what? Like that battle took almost all of your energy. What do you guys think?
Savage just made a great point in the chat. He said T-top already won a tournament with better competition.
This tournament has Rum Nitty and Twerk and Official. And
I think he met with the first matchup. I think.
Okay.
I think he met with the first matchup. Just saying.
I'm gonna let it rock.
But because if he's not talking about that, then I'm not saying it. But I think
Britt, Saga, and Chess were babies, bro. What do you mean? They were all babies. They were rookies at the time.
Oh, they were babies.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I'm trying to defend you, Savage. I thought you made a great point. As long as you're talking about the first round,
you're looking at those guys now as if who they back then, who they are, where they were now. You can't do that.
So my thing is, I think we all know Jack before John was on a good spree. There's a reason he got to know, and then the big stage kind of exposes some battlers. Like it's not for everyone, as we got to see. But I think Jack does good in this tournament if he can get past T-top, but that's a huge if for Jack. I think we like to count T-top out because recently we say, oh, he hasn't been winning battles clearly, or he hasn't done this and that. T-top is competing at the highest level, the highest. His opponents are beat out in a small room, easy. There was huge expectations there. for that battle. Mook and Cal, regardless of the 2-on-2 and how the battle played out or not, like his expectations are up here for everything. So I don't think T-Top takes Jack light at all. You know, and like we said, he is one of the master anglers. You know, and there's a million angles he gets to play with Jack in this one. So I don't see how he loses. But if Jack does win by some miracle, I'm not mad. I'll be happy.
The real question I guess to ask is Jack the biggest underdog in the first round so far? Or is it Serious Jones and Rum? Which is the next match we're going to get to?
No, there's a few. Reyes is a huge underdog.
I'm going to push back on that.
Jack Boy is a huge underdog. Serious Jones is a huge underdog.
Is Jack Boy or Jones, like, who do you think is the biggest, though? Like,
I think it's Jack Boy.
I think it has to be Jack, personally.
I mean, let's be honest. He's been taking a lot of rehab battles. You know what I'm saying? He's been trying to get out of battle rap purgatory since John put him there at Nome. Like, this is his chance to finally redeem himself. This is another redemption story. He's definitely an underdog. He's definitely not going to get any love from the fans. He's going to have to earn every fan vote. And he's going to have to, like, again, I've seen him in small settings. I've seen him in band settings. We've seen moments from Jack Boy. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him in the environment like this. But again, even though T-Top hasn't been winning, I don't know if Jack Boy's best can even outdo like that T-Top versus B-Dye. You know what I'm saying? Like that T-Top versus Coffee. I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait. I have to think about that one if I'm going to take a chance and say this is going to be one of those upsets.
Yeah, I mean, you can't always pick the favorite because if that's the case, like everything will just go smooth. It's going to be an upset somewhere, so somebody's got to pick one of these dark horses. I don't know if Jack's going to be the one I pick, but Serious Jones and Rum Nitty, I feel like there's an interesting conversation there. Let's throw it to the people. Serious Jones versus Rum Nitty. I know you guys hold your facial reactions. Let's
real quick. Jeremiah Perkins says that Jack Boy and John is a debatable battle. Now we can continue. I just want to put that out there because I couldn't believe it.
Look, man, there's some messages that are just not worth reading, and that's not one of them.
You're still doing that.
Rum 5-0. Jones don't really be losing. Jones with the upset of the year. This is a big stage battle. This battle with Rum could have been on a big stage. They're either going to love or hate Serious Jones. Karma set this match up. Rum 30. We was there, Lowe. Says Bad Money. Rum 2-1.
Me too.
Whoever said that, go sit in the corner. Listen, man, you can't give light to some of these messages. These guys just say anything. Can Serious get his point across in 2 minutes? That's a fair point.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, so here's what I'll say, right? Jones does build up a lot. So with Rum Nitty being as explosive and just punch, he can get more done with less time than Jones. However, I feel like this happens every single Rum Nitty announcement. When Rum Nitty gets announced, you see his opponent, everybody says, Rum 30! And the outcome of the battle is never a 30. And I love Rum Nitty. Rum Nitty is the greatest puncher of all time. He's my favorite puncher of all time. But we got to call a spade a spade. Like, he's not winning all these battles 3-zip. And the one thing I took away from the Reed loss was that this was somebody that's just straight rapping towards him, and the punches were ineffective. Jones, for what it's worth, although a lot of his battles don't have the high replay value, people don't even really reference him that much, but people like Ill Will, people like Pat Stay, Sharon, Arsenal, Ness, Daylight, Disaster, you know what I'm saying? Pat Stay, like DNA, Head Ice, like he has a solid resume in the modern era compared to his peers. So, like, he's beaten a lot of these guys, too, to be honest. So, like, it's not far-fetched to think that Jones could beat Nitty, especially with the high expectations that Nitty is always placed on his shoulders. What do you guys think?
I'm with Tata. Okay, that's nice, but I got him winning, period. I got him winning this round. I just feel like you said, Serious, again, you've only got 2 minutes. You can't take long soliloquies and build-ups and stuff. And Nitty is a fast rapper, too. He's like B-Dot. Like, they could get so much in a short amount of time. Like, I feel like his impact after each round is going to be greater than Serious. So that's how I feel.
Oh, Chilla Jones in the building. I love this. Chilla Jones. Rum is going to be punching every line, bruh.
Hey, Chilla.
Chilla, man. Rum is going to always do that, though. Rum is always going to punch every line. But the people that have beaten him are people that just come and just rap good. B-Dot, Reed Dollars, like their rapping abilities are so good that it kind of just deflected all those punches that just Nitty threw at them.
Hey, serious question.
There's a blueprint to beat Nitty, and I think Jones is part of that blueprint. Like, I would say Jones is a better modern day battle rapper than Reed. He has a better resume than Reed. Why can't he compete?
What? The serious question. Was Math Serious's last battle?
Yes.
Yeah. He also had a battle overseas where he choked every round, but he said that he didn't. Somebody in his family died. He didn't prepare for the battle, whatever. But his last couple showings were not good. People that have bad showings as their previous battles are sometimes people hard to pick against because they have this internal motivation. But I agree with JB. Jones is not known for potency. So that's why everybody's going to probably just lean towards Nitty. Nitty has the content for it. Nitty definitely has the content to blow him out the water. Sirius and Jones, you give Nitty two different names to flip, forget about it. But again, there's going to be an upset in this round, right? There's going to be an upset in this round.
That's not it.
You guys pencil it in as a lock, and you guys cash in your parlays with me. And if Sirius Jones wins, I take it to the bank. All right?
That's fine with me because
as the bookie, I have no picks at this point. As the bookie, I'm just looking out to see where the money's at.
That it ain't gonna be that though.
I love when this happens. I love when this happens. I'm keeping this transcript. Let me download this transcript right now because if and when Jones wins, y'all gotta eat that. Y'all gotta eat that.
Oh my goodness, you want him to win so bad. Is this a New York thing?
I want him to win because I know y'all all gonna pick him, and if y'all pick him and he wins, I get to keep that money. So
that should be the biggest odds.
I'm looking for the biggest underdog to upset everybody.
That's it. I wanted to say that this is the biggest underdog, but everyone kept saying Jack, so I was like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm really convinced it's this now.
Let's ask the people: Jack or Jones? Who's a bigger underdog?
Jack.
Jack. We don't have to. Nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Jack, Jones, Jack and drugs, Jack. But I got them both.
Why drugs? Leave drugs alone.
Jones, Jack. It's kind of in the air. I might have to make a Twitter poll for this one. Let's keep going, guys. We got A.ward coming on in about 8 minutes. Yoshi versus drugs. I do not think there's a high gap between these two. Everybody's saying drugs.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you guys talking about? If anybody can prepare in this time strain with no problem, it's drugs.
Give it up for the ladies.
Listen, I want Yoshi to win, but I'm not saying drugs is getting washed. I don't know where that came from. Drugs can win this tournament. Drugs is my dark horse. I think if anybody's like the one who's going to sneak in under the radar, it's drugs. That's how I feel. Yoshi might body drugs. Oh, let me read this before I get my bars off. Drugs will waste 3 weeks and prepare the day of the battle. Yoshi will have better moments. That's fair. Yes, he can prepare, but he can prepare good material. Being prepared and being good, 2 different things. Oh my God, Yoshi got this. Yoshi with the 30 piece. Yoshi's a problem. She got momentum.
Being good is 2 different things. I agree with that.
Yeah, momentum's a real thing. Whoever said that, my bad. I missed your name, but that's real. Do y'all think the judges are going to grade on a curve?
That's what I'm saying.
Chili Jones says, "Do y'all think the judges are going to grade on the curve?" Unfortunately, I think the mental psychology of the curve just lives into people's heads. Hopefully the judges are clear-minded enough to remove all expectations and strictly focus on the production on the floor. But I got to say, between Ultimate Madness 1 and 2 and the Grand Prix, even though it's not the same tournament, I have seen some very questionable judging between all the back. Like, I haven't been 100% satisfied with all the judges. So I can definitely expect some curves to happen. I think it happens all the time, to be honest with you.
I'm going to say this for Yoshi and drugs. I need to know who the judges are, because I feel like some of the judges who are, I feel like there might be a masculinity thing going on. Like if drugs can go in there and say certain things to Yoshi, that's going to translate better to the judges. So that's why I'm saying for some of these battles, I need to know who's judging.
I want to push back on that. I disagree.
I do.
Every woman in this tournament that has to battle a guy, Official and Cortez. Official's a bigger fan favorite. Yoshi and Drugs. Yoshi's a bigger fan favorite.
Well, we know why.
Casey and Swave. Casey is a bigger fan favorite right now than Swave. All of them are bigger fan favorites than their opponents.
That's just one component. the fan vote, we also have to take into consideration who these judges are. Because there's been a lot of times when the fan vote said this, but the judges said that.
Man, do you think it's going to be that much of a deal?
I just feel like for the judges, I'm still going to pick Yoshi, but I still just want to kind of see I just need to see who the judges are. That's what I'm going to say.
So, and I don't think you're the only one. Do you guys think the judges will matter that much? If you're like this, and I don't want to say any names, so I don't want to slander anyone, but you think if this person's a judge, I got to write different versus this judge. Is it that bad?
Well,
you go first.
I feel like, okay, so I liked when 40 Bars was a judge because I think she really did pay attention to what was being said and not just take, you had a moment, so I pick you winning. You know, some people, I think they should do judges like some people pay attention to the pens. Like everybody shouldn't be like, oh, I love pens or oh, I love anglers. It should be a diverse group of judges, right? So you just don't always have everybody just agreeing on the same thing or looking for just that one thing. That's why I said Tony Bro. I've overall I've been happy with Tony Bro from Black Cup Media. I was happy with 40. You know what I'm saying? Method Man, please no. Let's not do that again.
Look, I'm sorry to cut you short because we still got 2 battles and we got to bring A.ward on. As far as the judges, I'm gonna just say this real quick. There's a lot of credible names, but that doesn't matter if you're not giving your full focus that day. That's all I have to say. Because I've seen people multitask. I've seen people come in and commit and then not commit. I've seen people change their views on the spot. So the credible name doesn't matter as much as more as the consistency within their criteria.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge, by the way. Everybody.
I was just interested. I was interested to see what people thought.
Yeah. That's the level of responsibility I don't want in this culture. Sway versus Casey J. Let's go to the people.
Casey.
This is one of the. I'm sorry. I want to see what the people are saying, but
Casey. This isn't even in debate. Casey. I don't think Sway was gonna have a pick here. To be honest with you. Oh, there we go. Swave.
I was going to say, Ozzy,
hey,
I think I'm with you on that one.
Casey 30. Swave's going back to a retirement home. Good one. Just move on. I got Casey with another body. Swave's going to talk to her soul. Swave 30 piece. Swave with a 30 piece. Wow. Swave 2-1. Swave beat Geechee. Swave beat Geechee.
Who said that? Never mind. Don't say it. I don't want to know.
Come fly with Black.
Swave and Geechee?
Go sit in the corner.
Where they battled? Am I going crazy? I don't remember.
Third down is a karate contest. Does that change your pick, France?
I don't remember Swave and Geechee. Maybe I'm going crazy. I'm sorry.
Was it on a small league or something? Because I'm trying to think too. It's on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna go look at it.
That battle never happened.
I honestly can't remember them 2 battles.
Nah, that battle never happened, man. If my brain doesn't register it, it never happened.
I know he battled Twerk.
That's a fact. I
don't know, and that's when Twerk was recycling rounds.
Well, we got another 3 weeks to keep talking predictions on this, so let's just get the fans' predictions on Twerk and Prep and bring A.ward in. New Jersey Twerk versus Prep. What do you guys think to this?
Hey, go sit down. Whoever said that, it's not on YouTube.
Okay, well maybe he got confused with maybe it was Twerk.
Twerk dirty 30, Prep Twerk, Prep edge. Twerk 30 says King Fully. Good one. Prep can smoke him if Twerk miss a round. Twerk can choke 3 rounds and still win. That damn.
Oh wow.
Twerk clear. Twerk 30. Hear me out. Finals. T-Top and officials. T-Top and official might be on the same side. We don't know. They might not be in the finals. Might be in the conference finals. Twerk, please rap like your life depends on it. Twerk 30 early. Prep freestyle. Twerk always has a problem with Prep. Oof. That's an angle coming. Twerk battle and Prep is funny in itself. Twerk only needs to remember 2 rounds to win it. Nah, Lil Reggie.
Hey, Jay Black said
Lil
it
Reggie,
first,
I can confirm this. There has not been a single winner in any of the 3 tournaments last year that choked. Nobody that choked in a round won a battle and advanced. Nobody. So rounds are really costly. Like I don't think you could just choke and win. I'll be honest. Nobody has.
But we are in the era of
Ace did,
but if you choke, but your opponent didn't say nothing, you can still win the round.
I know you're saying Ace and Fonz, right? But guess what? Ace and Fonz both choked in that battle, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm saying where you choked and your opponent didn't. Nobody has advanced that way. Nobody has advanced. Nobody.
I'm just saying, people say that now. And again, I need to know who these judges are. That's another battle where I'm like, I'm not going to pick until I know the judging.
Maybe just that. I think this is Twerk's battle to lose in the first round. Everyone's concerned for Twerk is choking. He has a lot of prep time unless he has battles that we don't know about, right? So this is Twerk's battle to lose for sure. The second round would be a different story, right? That would be more cause for concern. But in this one, there's just Twerk is battling himself, honestly.
This is Twerk's moment to shine because he prepares in this time frame already. And to be honest with you, Prep has to battle Swave 6 days before starting the tournament. And Prep might have some ill will rounds, right? But that's not going to apply to Twerk. At least I hope not. And you played yourself, bro. How are you going to battle 6 days before your tournament? You added on your degree of difficulty. Now you're battling an extra week in front of everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Okay, JP.
Heaven says you can pick champion of the year, but not Ultimate Mandatory. Brother, if you think picking
that's way different.
If you think picking the top 20 battle rappers in a year is the same as judging a battle, then God bless you, bro. Think about your sentences, please. It's not the same thing.
No way.
All right, we should have A.ward pulling up soon.
I'm gonna say this. Now, Twerk's style does sit right for a tournament because, again, a lasting impression. That it factor, high momentum, high energy, moments, haymakers. We all know that Twerk, that's his thing. So again, I think that the it factor is we have seen with Twerk preparation and remembering shit when it's time to remember it. And can he do that? Not just the first round, but all the way up to the finals. That's whew. I don't know if I put my money on that.
Every day.
He prepares in this time frame already. So you're not asking him to do anything other than he's normally doing. And at this point, all he has to do is just strictly stay on course. Now let me tell you something. His Jada Nightwing material, within a week, he rapped over 14 minutes of material for Jay. The first round was 6.5. The next round was 5. The next round was 3, right? He only has to remember 6 minutes worth of raps within 2 weeks. Twerk is perfectly fine in this environment. Let's bring in A.ward.
Okay, France.
All right, the king of RBE apparently is the name.
Oh my God,
that's the name in his title. I like this already.
Show off gonna get you. He gonna get you.
He's gonna pull fur rise on you.
Hilarious.
All right. A.ward, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Hold on a second. Let me get my mail. We'll figure this out.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this man needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. This guy is a former battle rapper of the year over at King of the Dot, 3-time top 20 battle rapper for the last 3 consecutive years. He's now become perennial all-star. You know what I'm saying? Just put on a spectacular performance on RBE. You know what I'm saying? As a full-blown independent contractor will battle anybody across the country if the paper is right. Mr. A.ward, Kansas City is in the building. The Luka Doncic of battle rap.
Come on, we got some more, man.
We got some more?
It was a Green Long Island King.
Green Long Island King. And now apparently the king of RBE.
Nah. You know me, I'm always just messing around. Yeah, man, thank you for having me on for real. If I look like I just woke up, I did. So, that's, you get to sleep in every now and then when you do battles back to back and back. So, I appreciate y'all for real for having me, man.
Yes.
3 battles in 3 weeks. How do you do it, sir?
You don't. Don't take my advice. Only do it if, for some reason, you're the only one pushing you. And I don't mean the only one pushing you, because most of the platforms are definitely a huge help. But I take battles that I like, that in areas that I like, and sometimes things happen, like with the Kid Clutch and XL being booked before Ill Will, and then they're like, "Yo, can you do Ill Will on the 3rd?" And I'm like, "Dang!" In my head, I got a battle before, a battle after, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like I can't not take this battle, you know.
Now hold on. A lot of guys will say, "All right, Clutch, I respect you, but Will is a top 4 battle rapper. I gotta focus on him." But you don't do that. You take Clutch and then you take Will. Why?
Clutch or Will, bro. They go hand in hand. Like I said, you know. No, yeah, because one, like I know my preparation. Like I'm really good. I say really good. Like I'm able to prioritize my time to where I can do it. It's not like a complete, like it's not like I put bars to Clutch that could have went to Will, or I spent like a whole lot of time on Clutch that kept me from writing Will material. I don't think it got to that point. I think for me, it's more of like just a rest thing, like being out of town every weekend, coming home and being able to just like re-energize and stuff like that. And kind of just, that's what it is more so for me. Like I got home from RBE, was exhausted all day Easter, you know, finally wake up yesterday, got to go back to work, you know. Now today I'm just kind of like, man, XL this weekend, let's start memorizing that stuff. And then XL, I'll be in New York till Tuesday morning. And then, you know, when I get back, luckily I'll have a couple weeks off before I go to Georgia.
Wow. Yes, you also battled at Gates of the Garden.
Yeah, I actually thought it was in Philly, but I guess they're putting it in Georgia. So all right, well, I just saw that flyer drop, I guess this morning or last night or something like that.
2 battles in Atlanta. How do you feel about the Atlanta crowd? Because you just performed in a 1,000+ venue, probably the first big venue since COVID. Now there's definitely no questions about can A.ward perform in this magnitude of a room.
Let's go.
That was I feel bad. Like you ever go to a restaurant and like you eat something that's like the greatest food you ever had, and then everybody else tried it, was like, yo, no, I would never order that or whatever. Like that crowd was like so fire to me, right? Like I'm like, yo, I walked off stage like I don't know what that problems is, but learn to rebuttal, and there you go, you'll be good. But no, I thought the crowd was fair. So I think that's sometimes it's a battle rapper's worst nightmare, is just having a fair crowd, because we all believe that all of our material is perfect and it should all hit. Nobody's ever said anything we've ever said before, and we deliver it, right? But then when you're out there, you're looking at that crowd and they're like, okay, yo, like Ward and Will had better material than this. They performed it better. They rebutted better. Like now they're comparing, you know, your punches to something that they maybe have already seen. So that's what's tough going after us. I thought the crowd was good before us with Rosenberg. I thought he kept them pretty engaged in all 3 of his rounds, outside of, you know, what Show Off did in the second, third, whatever. So maybe we just set the bar too high and then they got, you know, spoiled. So,
or maybe y'all was the real main event, like I was saying.
Yeah, there's a second RBE event in a row that I've been the real main event, right? I mean, me and Red should have been too. So, hey, Ward's got to start selling some tickets, man. What's up, man? I need to figure out what I got to do.
I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't try to spice the pot a little bit, right? You just performed in a 1,000+ venue, and now we're battling people in small rooms, small like COVID-like settings. Do you feel now that after being on that stage, there's a lot of battle rappers that could or could not translate on that stage?
I definitely think that's it's a fair question to these guys. So like these new era guys like your Easies and Six and Jays and Fonzes and stuff, right? It's a fair question because in battle rap, when we say certain stages are different, like to me, it's not the league. To me, it's the quantity of people. It's the big stage, small room. Like that is the biggest difference. It's almost 2 different games, you know? It's almost like the same sport, 2 different types of games. Or maybe it's like tennis, like playing on clay or playing on, you know, I think they got grass or whatever it might be, you know? And so I think that's the knock. And like, so guys like Easy, J, Fawn, Sick, you know, Kid Chaos, some of these guys, I think that, you know, showmanship, being able to entertain, like being able to have a personality outside of what you've written, you know, there's a lot of intangibles that, you know, I don't know that they have I have seen yet to say that they could confidently do that, what I did on the stage like that. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying from like, what they've done. But it's also because like they've only been kind of, I don't even want to say relevant because that's kind of rude, but they've only been here for 8 months. They're pandemic petri dishes, and they that they can only battle on what they've been given. So
pandemic petri dishes.
I'm sorry.
Is that the one you wanted, France? I mean, did you pull up the graphic already?
You gave me what I needed. I needed.
Can we stop using that Zoolander picture of me though with the can we switch it up? Can we move?
Yeah, I'll get something off your Instagram instead. Instagram.
We can't do the one where I'm like this on stage with we can't find it.
Hey,
no, but
hold on. When you did the flex right on the stage, it kind of reminded me of when Loso had that flex moment against Show Off early in his career. Like he kind of had that like I figured it out like click. And you figured it out a long time. You battled in high pressure crowds and King of the Dot sometimes out in the West. But I want to talk about like your rebuttaling because it's not just like it's a line and it's a punch. It's like a full 4 bars with multis and a scheme. Like how do you think of these things so quickly?
I don't know, but sometimes it works against me too, man. Like I gotta be a little bit because like I did the pit stop rebuttal, which might have been like the worst rebuttal of all of them or whatever. When I was talking about him doing the race car or whatever, and I literally said like like y'all gas and wheel or whatever, like and like bro, like what? Like when you go to a pit stop, you get gas and wheels, and crowd was gas and wheel. It was like like, and then I'm just like. And then it didn't hit, and I'm like, dang, that was kind of like a whole scheme that I just rebutted. That's crazy. But word association, bro. Like anytime I hear words, like I'm pretty quick with trying to figure out immediately like what I want to say. Right when he said Claymore, I just heard the word clay, and I was like, all right, cool. I got to do some kind of clay flip, and then I was like, oh, more clay. Oh, this is dope. I reverse stuff. Curry 30, you know what I mean? Like I just instantly, but I freestyle so well, like I'm not ever worried about like the words that rhyme, if that makes sense. Like most people when they're thinking of rebuttals, they're like, okay, I want to say, Coke can. What rhymes with Coke can? They sit there in their head and they're like, Spokane or no man or something like that. Like I don't even worry about that stuff. I just figure out the idea of what I want to do in my head, and then when it comes down to the rebuttal part, like I trust myself to find something that rhymes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's more so about picking the right ones to use and the not right ones to use. So I'd say like with all of the rebuttals that I had against Ill Will, like I was happy with all of them, bro. And I was so happy that like you want to be at your best in certain facets on the biggest stages, like I don't want my best rebuttals ever to be against Apex on Beast Mode, where it's like, oh, there's a eulogy tonight. That's the one that's going viral, like I don't necessarily want that. And I think I had 3 of my best rebuttals ever against Ill Will. And so that's when I was like, yo, this is awesome. Like, I'm glad that they finally like met big stage, big opponent, big time crowd, and, got them off. So
respectfully, do you think you're the best rebuttaler pound for pound in the game right now?
Yeah, right now, definitely. Yeah, I think so.
Hey, talk y'all's junk. Don't be humble. Talk.
No, I am. I think I'm taking it to a new level, and that's what I had to do. Like, don't get it twisted. Like Sharon, Big Cannon, Chef Trez, they can all rebuttal. They can all rebuttal well. DNA can rebuttal well. And I think why I consider myself the best. And if somebody that is watching or listening doesn't care about this, is I think it's just a testament to what you said. It's like mine are 4 lines. Like I literally said, like I'm doing one rebuttal this round. It won't be back to back like the diss from Meek Mills. You flip A.ward and your name 17 times. That don't go to A. That's a C skill, like average. That's not a. It's, and I'm like punchline. Race card, animated stories. Who's gonna win? We will. Like that kind of stuff is just to me that's you to another level. And like I said, some people might say, well, I don't care. I don't really want layered stuff and good rhyming and good multis in my rebuttals. I just want the rebuttal to hit. I want you to take, if that's you, then you might not have me there. But I think I'm trying to take rebuttaling to a whole nother level to where one, it's not, oh, he said such and such, well, I said such and such, you know, and it's more of kind of like, dang, is he rebuttaling or is he in his round yet or what? Like, I can't tell. So,
well, everybody in the chat is pretty much agreeing with you. They're saying you definitely number one at this moment when it comes to rebuttaling. So just
Sharon is incredible. Sharon, DNA, they're all incredible. Charlie Clips, they're all incredible, you know. I'm OCD, man. I don't even like if I have a terrible setup in a rebuttal, I'm so mad. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just say, like, you know, and no, this is no disrespect to DNA at all. Like, I know he catches flack or whatever, you know, but I wish I could do this. Like, I think I remember him saying, like, he rhymed waist trainer with like gauge aimer or something like that, you know, like, and like I said, like, I rock with DNA heavy and it hit. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, nobody cares except me. I can't in my head, like, just I'm just too OCD about this stuff, bro. Like, I can't say stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, it won't come out right. It'll look wrong, you know? So, but Sharon and Chef Trez and these guys, like, even Ill Will had some great rebuttals.
Y'all both were going back and forth, especially on that play.
Real quick, I want to dead this narrative, right? Because every time you have a good performance, it goes live. You battle in a lot of leagues where it has YouTube drops, so you get clips on the timeline, Instagram, Twitter, and everybody instantly sees you cooking these clips, and they say, "We need you on URL," or they say, like, URL doesn't want to book him or want to pay him, and that's not the case. So can you let the people know that it's not necessarily that URL doesn't want you there? Mm-hmm. Maybe you just haven't agreed to the right situation yet, and in the near future, that could definitely be a possibility.
I don't know, friends. You might have been able to convince me of that a few days ago, bro, but this last week I've had, man, I don't know. I don't know what they on anymore. This is all I'm going to tell people. I'm going to tell people that URL tweets, URLs at events, if you're media, if you're whatever, ask them the same questions. Just like everybody comes to me and says URL, why don't I never see interviews with P or Beasley or Smack where they say, yo, have you heard of A.ward? Like, why is A.ward not on your platform? You know what I mean? Like, are they just too high up to where that's not their business or whatever? No, ask them the same questions. I want to hear what they have to say publicly, because at the end of the day, yes, they've had offers. There's been, you know, different times where we almost came to terms to battle or whatever. But then it turns and does a 180. And it's like, you know, you hear stuff about, like, maybe your battles maybe getting blocked and stuff like that. And then you hear stuff about, you know, maybe you're not welcome in different areas, you know, or stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, what are we really on?
I feel like everyone points the finger at the league as if it's the league's fault, when it's still a mutual agreement between both parties, where sometimes it could have been something that didn't plan out the way they planned it, or maybe you decline an offer that might have been offered to you that you didn't feel was right at the time. So it's not always on URL. You know, I feel like it's kind of like just from what I know and from how I can see on the outside looking in, it's not like, oh, it's all URL's fault. It's kind of like, oh, this is just the thing that hasn't happened yet, and it could happen.
It's never all one party's fault at all.
Right.
No.
And that's what I want to make sure people understand.
Yeah. I would just say that, like, the culture's feelings towards me and being on URL do not parallel with how I feel that URL wants me on URL. If URL wanted me on URL the way the culture wanted me on URL, it would have happened a long time ago. So that's what I think.
So I got you. So, Ward, you trying to say, hey, you want both sides to be addressed. How everyone comes at you, aren't you on URL? You want people to be URL the same.
Hold them accountable. Let me hear it. Let me hear what they have to say about, you know, like. And the thing is like, so, like, if the culture says, yo, why is Ward not on URL? Why is Ward not on URL? Right? Like, they can come out and say, you know, like, we have a process. We've offered him battles. He's declined them. And, you know, that's why Ward's not on the URL. That's all they got to say. You know, I'll tell y'all the same thing. That's how it is, you know. But the thing about it is like from a battler standpoint myself, it's like, I know, like, that you still want me to come into URL at here, you know, like, this is the issue, you know, like, here's where you want me to move into your company, and here's where I feel I am, and we can't even get, like, here, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I've worked too many jobs where I've got hired in at a certain amount, and then 2-3 months later, I'm doing the same thing or at a higher level, and other people are making way more money than me, you know? And it's like, oh, now you're part of it. Well, we're sorry, we only give 15% raises every year. You're going to have to, you know, like, the negotiating side is one of the most key points, you know? And it's just kind of like, like that's just what we have to have that talk about. But right now, the last time I talked to URL, basically when we got on the phone, they said, you call us when you have an idea for a battle and you're ready to be on our platform, that they're not going to reach out anymore. So that's kind of where we're at. And if I do have a battle, or if I do see an option that I would like, I'll call them with the name, amount, and the event, and then I guess they'll say yes or no. So
I don't know if you can go too much further into that because it is business talk. Like, are you saying no to like maybe a app drop battle, or like you feel like you want to get something like a Gnome or Summer Madness or something big?
Yeah. So, and like I said, it's not always all their fault. So like, with battling on URL comes exclusivity contracts, and for me to turn around and tell leagues like King of the Dot, like RBE, or sacrifice opportunities on leagues, maybe like. And I don't know for sure that like an iBattle or a bullpen or what, I don't know exactly, but for me to turn around and turn my back on that fan base or people that watch those, or those league owners that have poured into me and given me good money, good opponents, loyalty and stuff like that, for me to sign something exclusive with absolutely zero guarantees of money, zero guarantees of opponent, and different things like that, it makes the absolute most ridiculous business sense from anybody who values their craft, period, ever.
Okay. Well, that's definitely a hot topic that other battlers have shared as well, as far as being just locked in for one particular league, but then you're missing out on other chances, or you have to turn your back and be like, yo, thank you for everything you did for me. I got to take my talent
and
here.
My thing is, look, I would love to see you on URL. Of course, a lot of people would as well. But I just I'm kind of getting tired of the whole like every time you have a good performance, that's the first thing people run to, as if there's somebody to point as if there's somebody to point a finger or blame to, and instead of just saying, well, like there's a couple of battle rappers in time that have had his independent role for a window of their career, and that's perfectly fine. Like Ill Will had 3 years away from URL. JC had 3 years away from URL. I could keep naming guys that have had years away from major leagues. In fact, even away from RBE, or they've battled in their local leagues or on King of the Dot, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so it's like, wait, can we just appreciate the guy that's cooking right now, and instead of constantly requesting him or pointing the finger or blaming somebody here? Like, I don't know.
It's a testament, though. I guess as you see that, like, it's in the back of my mind. It's like, dang, I go over here and kill this battle. I probably put on a performance of the night on the biggest battle of the year, and the first thing is when you're going to be on URL, and that's the thing is URL knows that. They know how they're viewed in the culture as the end all be all, and so when it comes to those negotiations, the leverage, is on their end. They're like, yo, like, nobody's asking us about Ward. Nobody's not buying the app because Ward's not on it. You know what I mean? But there are people that are not paying attention to Ward's battles because he's not on URL. So like with that leverage, that they have, they're able to kind of, navigate through the negotiation piece differently. But you're right, in a perfect world, it's like, yo, like just let it happen. But I also do want the build up for it to happen, to be dope too. You know what I mean? I want to battle over there. It's a bucket list, type thing. I have extreme respect for all of them. They work hard. As much as you see me on like, and that's the thing, as much as you see me on Twitter or whatever, it might be like trolling or be petty or whatever like that. Like, like I look at it kind of the same as if I was getting ready to battle one of my opponents. You know what I mean? Like I look at URL like, like I do a lot of respect things for them. I give them a little bit of hard time and stuff online or whatever. But like for the most part, like I think everybody knows where my heart is. It's like, yo, I want to battle over there one day. They're an incredible company, but it is disrespectful too to be like, yo, why am I spending an hour talking about URL whenever RBE just put a crazy event on? Why am I spending an hour talking about URL when I just battled on the Grand Prix on King of the Dot and Twitch, and they've done all this stuff? And it's like all of the media outlets and all of the fans and everything always just want to talk about that,
Yeah.
I got something I want to talk about as far as your battle with Will. There was a moment when it got a little spicy on stage, when Will and Lowe were going back and forth and saying some, words I can't say because it's going on YouTube. But after that, a lot of fans were saying they need to see you and Mac, get set up. So how do you feel about that battle?
Loso.
No, I thought. Well, okay, that's true. But how did you feel about that moment on stage when Will was talking to your homie? Shout out to Lowe, who is the best cheerleader anybody can ask for on your side while you battling. How did you feel about that moment?
I knew that was gonna happen. I actually thought Mac was gonna be at the battle. So like, you know, I was trying to prepare like a rebuttal for if Mac Myron did that or whatever. So I had been writing like a rebuttal like for the last 2 or 3 days just in case he popped out or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it actually sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So the one thing is you're in a lose-lose situation. Like I'm not gonna tell Loso, you can't be on stage with me because, you know, like he's just gonna use it to his advantage, you know? Like I'm gonna tell the fans, like, that don't count against me. Like Bill Clutcher said to me, I remember in the battle, he's like, that doesn't hurt my energy bar. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you over here talking about Loso, that's fine, you know, like that's cool, do your thing, you know. But I mean, if Loso just stands there with a straight face, the crowd gives him a hard time. If Loso engages, the crowd gives him a hard time. But no matter what, it's just a vet move from Will to know that, like, at any time, like he can pick at least one time in a round and just go at Loso, and it's gonna bring the crowd all the way back up. So I didn't feel no certain way. Mac did it. I thought Mac did it a little bit for different reasons because his round was a little bit dry when he started like going at Loso, like, which made more sense. But like, yeah, I expected it. It was fun, and then in turn, it made me like step up the performance on my end when I did the impression of Will with the bucket hat on and stuff, because I was kind of like in his people's face or whatever, just like kind of being like him. So I think it helped me out a little bit too. So
I loved your impression, by the way. When you first of all, I ain't never seen you took your hat off. So when you took your hat off, I was like, oh my God, I've never seen you with hat on. And then you pulled out the little fish, what they call them, Fisher hats?
Bucket
yeah,
hats.
bucket hat.
Bucket hat. I was like, oh no, he didn't.
No.
But yeah, I definitely felt like you took that round off the impression alone.
Yeah, actually, I've done like about 3 or 4 impressions in battles, and when I was going into the battle, I actually thought that was my weakest. Because like the Sharon hands were just super, super good. The Mad Flex, the bars that I had like thrown in there. So I was trying to figure out a way to just like bring it up, kick it up a notch. And I think that Will just his energy and everything made me just perform it better than I ever done like in practice or whatever. And so it worked out really good.
That's what's up.
So you got any more questions? I'm gonna throw it over to you now.
Yeah, I got questions. So France, tell me.
I'm ready.
If you had 3 media members that you could battle in 30 and get them all the way out of media coverage of battle rap for the rest, you can literally Audi boom them. Who would they be? I'm working on my graphic.
Damn!
I got mine.
I'm working on my graphic right now. Okay, so it's Rome DMV, it's Adept HHNIC, and who else?
They don't even get light, bro. They don't even get light. But you got 2 out of 3, so you can mark that off there.
Oh,
all right. Toxic Ward is in the building, man. Toxic
yes,
Ward is in the building. Hey, listen, don't throw this on me, all right? Nobody cares about my quotes. They care about your quotes, all right?
Hey, yo, let me ask y'all this.
All right.
Who should have been on the champion cover? You all 3 get 1-word answers.
I said it should have been you.
Yeah.
Had a whole segment said it should have been you.
You works.
I was gonna say you and
Will.
you and Will, so y'all,
Yeah.
because
Y'all.
and then it should have been real main event, like on y'all cover somewhere, real main event. So y'all
saves the card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
that saves the card because without y'all 2, it would have been.
No, that might be my negotiating price next time. I might be able to say, like, I don't have the exact number of tickets or pay-per-views I sold, but I do have the exact number of emails you're not getting that says I want my $50 back because of me. So we need to negotiate now.
Speaking of negotiations, is there anybody on the radar right now after Excel?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people on the radar. I just locked in a battle in Texas against somebody who was on Double Impact Rookies vs. Vets. I'm not gonna announce that yet, unless it gets blocked. I mean, you know me. I just book the battles and hope that my opponents don't get phone calls to not show up. So yeah, I locked that in. That's not till September. Outside of that, on RBE, I put a post up, and it's just I'm so like I don't really care who I got on RBE necessarily. Considering they gave me Danny, O-Red, and Ill Will for my first three. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, there's no way I'd battle Rosenberg Raw or Jay Murder or like I'm not gonna do that because like I'm not the kind of person that thinks that like I have to have a better name or a bigger event every event. You know what I mean? Like I don't move that way. So like I'm with like I would battle Iron Solomon or Rosenberg or Big K or I even put like Big Cannon with a fourth round. Those are all names and options that I'd love to have or whatever. But whatever makes sense, at the end of the day, ARP does a great job, I think, of putting battles together. I think that on paper, the battles and the events was a good event, and I just think that with O-Red and, not performing at the level that we all thought he should have, and then with show off kind of just falling off after the first round. Then yeah. Then Big K,
the worst part about the Cassidy card is that Cassidy was not the worst battle rapper on that event. That's the worst part about it.
But I told you this the other day, friends. I'm like, in the building, I mean, watching it on pay-per-view, you probably was like, yo, thank God for Ward and Will or whatever. But in the building, like, everybody was entertained and having fun. Even though some battles, like cloning Big K for a week notice, like what I got to see of it was pretty solid. Like it wasn't, I mean,
they didn't get enough credit for a 1 week's prep. I got to give them that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so like in the building, everybody was pretty entertained. And even during Hitman and Cassidy, and it might just be because it's like a live performance. You're just kind of glued to your seat, whether it's high level writing and battle rap or not, So I'm sure I'll go back and watch it when it drops or watch it on the VOD and be like, oh man, that's some rough stuff that was said, But we were all just having fun, So.
I got one more question before I dip, and then I'm gonna let you two, Lowe and CeCe, finish off the show award. Geechee had a quote about the Cassidy Hitman performance, and I want to get your take on it, if this is fair criticism or not. Geechee says, "Why are we making excuses for supposedly top-tier battle rappers that are not able to clearly wash someone who is not supposed to be on the same stage with them? Cassidy is exposing the fact that them old era dudes are not good, they're just basic." Is this fair criticism or is this unfair?
Unfair, and I'll tell you why. Because he won Champion of the Year on a year where he was basically 7-7 and didn't even wash anybody, and it's supposed to be top tier. Like I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Like he performed and had a lot of debatables against some people that, like, in my opinion, he is head over. Like, that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. So like my thing is this, like, we think that there are these huge gaps, right? Like I could literally go battle Shotty P this weekend, right? Or something like that. And you'd be like, yo, Shotty P, like he had good battles on King of Dot. And I could have a high class debatable with Shotty P. I just had a battle of the year type battle with Riggs. And people would say, yo, Ward, nah, bro, you're doing this on big stages and maybe Riggs is here. You know what I mean? But in battle rap, there's so many things that just close that gap, whether it be, just your delivery or just the crowd or whatever. And popularity is one of those things. Like, bro, like Cassidy is up there getting reaction and getting the benefit of the doubt because of popularity. And you can't just say, well, popularity doesn't count for Cassidy, but it does count for the battle rappers that are in the battle rap culture that are popular. I've seen Mook, I've seen Calico, I've seen all these dudes say some terrible stuff. I've seen, period. I've seen bad bars from guys that are in the culture and guys like Cassidy. And so I don't know that if all parties have 3 rounds of anybody like that will really go up there and just get Cassidy completely up out of here, especially if he's getting better, just because there's an aura about him. There's a popularity about him to the point to where he gets the benefit of the doubt. And to act like, other battlers in this culture don't get the benefit of the doubt, like that's not true. It's across the board. And I'll say that with, I disagree with Geechee, but like Geechee is one of the best in the world. You know what I mean? He really is. And I'm not saying that. That's what I'm just saying. Like, I know for a fact that there was the year he won Champion of the Year. We look back and we probably could have said, yo, a lot of these are debatable battles, right? And it's like, well, okay, then why are you number 1 Champion of the Year with 18 battles And I'm guarantee you the next 17 are not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I mean? These are guys that are not as good as what we consider you to be. So
it's a lot to unpack there. I think I have to call Ward in the afternoon because clearly morning Ward is toxic Ward.
We need him on Thursdays.
I was expecting it. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't expecting this neither.
Because John was pretty much saying earlier in the show that everybody is talking spicy about Hitman because they want to battle Hitman.
I think so too. I do think so. I mean, but why not? Like, I mean, what Geechee said is par for the course. I mean, it's what he should say. You know, I mean, Twerk came out and was like, 30 Cassidy or whatever. Like, that's what Twerk should say, because those are the guys that can get those type battles. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, that makes complete sense. Like, whether I agree with it or not, I just always think that battle rap is so subjective, and like on any given day, somebody who is really good at putting words together, if you're battling in them on a certain stage in their city with certain crowds around or whatever, battles can always look close. We never go and judge battles like, okay, bar for bar, he got smoked. You know what I mean? We just don't do that, because the most popular guys in battle rap wouldn't be the most popular guys in battle rap if we did that, you know? Like, shout out to Surf. This dude did a whole Bulldog Junkyard Greyhound scheme against Rum Nitty that was like, to me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible, you know? But the way he delivered it was amazing, and people think he beat Rum Nitty. Like, that's just not how we watch battle rap. So that whole gap thing to me is like, it's not a big thing.
Well, CeCe and Lowe, I got a boogie board. Keep everybody entertained. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this guy wreak any more havoc, all right? Because this guy has been, you know, there's a couple things I didn't agree with, man. You know, Geechee Gotti is battling some high-level guys and having debatables with Surf and Chess and Shine and Rock. There's some elite names there, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to push back on that one. And you and Riggs is a great battle, but it's still early in the year, and you and Will's a better battle than you and Riggs. So I'll put that one in the list first before anything else.
So because they're early in the year, are they gonna actually count at the end of the year, or are we going to pretend like
we have 8 more months of transactions that could succeed?
All right. Sometimes people forget, and then next thing you know, they call them losses.
Oh man, yo, Ward is not forgotten.
He chose violence this morning.
He chose violence this morning.
Straight up. Definitely. I didn't even choose orange juice. I chose Coke.
It's Coca-Cola in the breakfast. You gangbanging on breakfast? You mad at bacon?
Hilarious. No, thank you for inviting me on, France. I don't know what I've never been like invited somewhere from a friend and then they left early and left me with their other friends.
Right.
That's weird.
That's how France does it here. You know, sometimes he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, bring somebody on, but I'm gonna let you, you know, do you." And it's like, okay, well, hi, friend. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Right.
But I did have so you have
I'm here. I'm good. I got time. So.
Okay, just like a couple more questions, because you have one of your biggest fans in the chat. Her name is Marla. She's also from Kansas City.
That's my homie. Sorry, the mall the other day.
She wanted to ask, would you ever consider battling a female?
You know, I was supposed to battle Coffee. I was supposed to have battle Coffee in December. I think we all know we don't got to, you know, go back and beat that dead horse or whatever.
Right.
Even though now, like,
has that deterred you away from doing that with another female in the future?
I don't know. It just got to be the right decision. I didn't really want to take Coffee, honestly, because I didn't know if I ever wanted to battle a female. But you know, in writing for her, I did find fun. I found angles. I found different things that, you know, I thought, oh, this would be really cool. You know what I mean? So that's possible. It's very possible. I'll never say never. But I'll just say, like, I'm not seeking out any female battlers. I'm not like saying I need to get on Kings versus Queens, you know, type stuff. If something happens and me and Lowe could battle Miss Hustle and Vixen or something like that, you know, like, or we could, you know, put together a 2-on-2, or like a situation arises where, like, for some reason, like Official or Jazz or one of the best female battlers in the world, and it's an opportunity for me to get my eyes in front of, a group of fans and people that have never heard of me. You know, it might make sense, but I'm just not seeking it out. No.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into like maybe a few fan questions, Lowe, did you have any questions for our friend?
I got two I'm thinking about specifically. One for, I mean, me and A.ward were kind of joking about it earlier, but for the Champion of the Year rankings, is that a goal you have in mind? Is that something that's kind of added to the battles that you do each year?
Yeah. You know, I would be lying if I didn't say like I paid attention to it and wanted to be considered, you know, high on the rankings. And like, you know, when I'm not high or when the debates are going, like I feel a certain way or whatever. I mean, yeah, I definitely pay attention. Is it the end all be all? No. Is my life crushed if, you know? No, you know. But I definitely, you know, it's the closest thing that, you know, we have to like a, you know, a legit like ranking system, a top 25 type joint, you know. And so to be, you know, say rewarded or talked about for your hard work is definitely, you know, a dope feeling. So and then I do think that one, Champion is probably the #1 media outlet that, you know, can enhance or not enhance your brand or how people look at you or feel about you as a battle rapper, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's a scary thing, is to know that like a media outlet gets more views than battles, you know, and a media outlet has, you know, more pull, you know, with what they say sometimes than what you have with how you perform. Like I said, it can be the best thing about it or the worst thing about it, you know. I think they do a good job of not, you know, of trying to be fair or whatever. But I think that some of their, you know, just preferences and biasness, you know, show or whatever. But I mean, for the most part, Jay Black's trying to do his best, and I appreciate what he does. So,
yeah, I know you had your little, I don't know what you call it, debacle with one of the judges.
Yeah,
you know, we'll spare you of that. I know you get a lot about that, but I think you handled it well for what it is. That room is tough. I've been there twice, and it's hard. So I get it. My other question, real quick, before we throw it to the fans. Geechee had said that the next Riot event, they're trying to do a 2-on-2, right? And I know Loso and you and Dead the Demon, you know, we're talking about possibly doing something at the Riot. Is that something you would be looking forward to? Is that something that's on your radar? I know people love to do the whole, you know, Horsemen versus Demons thing. Is that something you want, or you're just, hey, if it comes my way, it comes my way?
Yeah, man. Anytime like I can try to get like all the Horsemen on the card, or, you know, work with any of my brothers, like Loso and Street being there last weekend was like a tremendous help. You know what I mean? Just their encouragement stuff. Like people don't realize, like when you go to events and you're like from the Midwest or whatever, and like you're dolo, like you don't have people with you. My friends can't just afford to leave work and fly out, leave their families and stuff. You know, like I can't. The battle rappers in Kansas City or whatever, like, you know, like we're always kind of got our backs against the wall, being like, you know, just in the Midwest. And so having those guys, so when I'm booking matches and stuff like that on cards and 2-on-2 opportunities or whatever, I'm always more prone to do those so I can just continue to do life with my brothers, you know, be in different cities, you know, chop it up and just kind of hang out. The 2-on-2, me and Loso, we've been trying to get one for a long time. I mean, since the Geechee and B-Dot battle. And I don't know if we're asking for too much money or if it just hadn't happened yet or what, you know, but I'm hoping that this year we can get another 2-on-2 that go in. And then that what is it? Dev the Demon, NXT. I don't know the other two. I'm sure there's
to be honest.
But yeah, you know, we talked about that. We talked about that when I was in LA the week before last. And definitely something I want to do. I'm surprised a league really hasn't done a Horseman versus something card. Like there's
the promotion writes itself.
5 battles, you know, like our following. We have a following. I have a bunch of comments on my Instagram that says, "Ward, can I just buy your battle?" Like I don't really, you know, like I have like basically like a Christian following. Like a lot of times, like they'll go in and watch my battles, but like they're not going to dive into becoming like super battle rap fans, and that's okay. We need different layers of, you know, not everybody has to be a hardcore fan, but you'll get like pay-per-view sales and different things from like a certain, you know, group of people that are like, yo, I just watched the Horseman battles. Yo, the opportunity for me to get to watch all 5 of them or whatever, you know, like, oh yeah, here's my $40, here's my $50, you know. So
some people are saying Horsemen versus NWX, Horsemen versus the Bardashians. Ooh. I like that one. Time.
Yeah.
I don't know who else in there. I know it's Jazz Official and Casey J. Is there more?
It's
I
them
think
three.
for Bardashians, that's it. But Official is Bardashian and NWX.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's like me. I'm YTG and Horseman.
Yeah, and I got 10 more questions, but we want to be able to have people get a chance. DC Man 5000. I don't want to miss him. He says, "What rapper has influenced your style? Do you think?"
Man, that's a good question. In a weird way, I would say Bill Collector is probably the biggest influence for me, battle rap wise. And this is before I started battle rapping. He was my favorite, and he was just so entertaining. Every time he came on, like I would rush to my computer, see if there's a Bill Collector battle or whatever. Like his entertainment value, it wasn't about like necessarily bars. It was just how fun it was to watch him. So when I started battling, I just like, man, I just want to be one of those guys that's fun to watch. I might not be as funny as Bill Collector. I might not come up with the most extravagant things he does, but I hope that when everybody watches me, you know, they're like, yo, Ward is fun to watch. Like, we don't know if he's about to punch, if he's about to scheme, if he's about to do an impersonation, rebuttal. Like, he's a lot of fun. And so, like, I think that he just encouraged me just from a fan standpoint before I started battling, just to come in and have fun with it. Like, you know, this is your craft. This is your passion. Don't be too serious. Don't be too, you know, whatever. Just have a good time.
Ooh, they say A.ward got the burner.
I remember when that battle was happening and you were saying that he was one of your favorite battlers. I wouldn't have pictured that being the influence, that reasoning of him being fun or being himself. That's great. That's a great thing.
People will take influence and say, like, you know, they'll take influence and say, like, oh, you wanted to be like Lux, or you wanted to be like Chilla, or you wanted to be like, I don't think my style is like anybody's. Like, I have aggression. I have, like, you know, I have the times where I'm like Pat Stay or whatever. Hold on, my dog's tripping. Come on, man.
Sounds just like that.
I have times where, like, you know, where I'm humorous. I get into like Pat Stay, funny bag. I have times where I'm different level scheming and stuff like that. So I don't think that there's, you know, anyone specifically. So, like I said, if I had to just say influence-wise, like, it was definitely him to just say, yo, go out there and have fun and be yourself. So,
that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. A lot of people in the chat saying they did not see Bill Collector coming, but that's dope because I feel like you always put on a show, regardless of, and I know, like we said, everybody always wants to talk about how you battle on some of these smaller leagues versus some people that don't know and don't care. You know what I'm saying? But you always put on a show and you give us something to talk about. So I definitely appreciate that. We could probably do like a couple more questions because I do have to leave pretty soon myself. And I know A.ward dog is tripping. He probably got to go outside. He wants some daddy time and we holding him up too. But Boston Princess, hey boo. She said, who would you want your debut to be against on Gnome or Summer Madness?
T-Top, Twerk, Av, Nitty. There you go. Those four. We'll start with those four.
Explosive.
Yep.
I love it.
Outside of that, maybe Chilla. Chilla's on a, you know, I definitely, but I think Chilla would be more of a volume card. I think Chilla would be more of a volume card. I would like that, you know, but as far as those other joints, yeah.
Yeah, everybody likes those too. Everybody likes those too. I know I saw a fan said, because he was asking a couple of times, is there a city you have not battled in yet that you would like to?
Oh, that's a good question. I would love to battle in front of that that Houston crowd. Well, regardless of the Smack Houston crowd, like even like the Houston Barcode crowd, like they had an event the day before. Like, it's just a fun crowd. So Texas, in Texas, I want to battle down there, whether it's Houston or Dallas. Where else? I guess I've battled in like, where have I battled? I battled in Staten Island on iBattle, but I don't think that like the couple times I've been out to like New York or New Jersey, it's really been like a New York City type battle. You know what I mean? So like maybe like something out there. And then, Boston. Yeah. I unfortunately, like, for some reason, nobody ever wants to battle me on Massacres. I'm been on King of the Dot for so long, and every year, you know, I've never been on Massacre. I've never been able to battle out there. So I think that would be fun too.
Have you done a verbal warfare battle?
I have not. They actually asked me about a month and a half ago But I think I told him too much money. And the reason I told him too much money was because I don't write to like beats and acapella at the same time. Like for me to like do a beat battle, I have to block out everything else. I have to really like get in the zone and get in like a different mode. So I just told him, I said, I wouldn't be taking any other battles, for like the 6 weeks or 2 months that I would want to prepare, for the verbal war zone joint. And so I think I asked, I don't know that yet. That's kind of how my mindset is. So I'd have to I don't even really make music and battle at the same time. Like if you ever see like an EP or something, or you might see me on a feature, I just can't get into both bags at the same time artistically. So.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to call it a day because I got a show to do.
All good. Yeah, we can wrap it up there. Appreciate y'all coming up. A.ward, thank you for coming up. We appreciate you, man. Looking forward to the next showing.
Yeah, stay blessed. IamAward.com. Hit the website if y'all need anything.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Get that plug. IamAward.com. Get your merch for 4 Horsemen, YTG, all that.
Yes, sir.
All righty, y'all. We're going to see y'all later.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, Lowe. That's it for us too. So I will be back on tomorrow for my solo show. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This episode will be loaded on YouTube, LTBR Podcast, also Spotify and iTunes. So definitely make sure you're following us on all platforms and also on social media. You can check me out, CeCe on air, CeCe on air, one word. Where can they find you, Lowe?
Only on Twitter, man. Lowe_CA. If we want to talk. I'm always there. I'll be here. All the after shows here once in a while during the week. Chop it up with y'all. We'll be around, man. Looking forward to it.
Okay, y'all. We love you. Thank you for the props as we get out of here. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow and catch me on the timeline.
All right, y'all.
Whenever friends. Okay.
I was like, wait.